Hello, everybody. Welcome to my women's basketball rantings. This is where I give my thoughts about the happenings in the women's game. If you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, and comment in the comment section below. If you're still listening, welcome. If you're not, welcome. Let's get started. It's the most wonderful time of the year, everybody. March Madness, it's back. The tournament is back. I can't wait for it to start. And what better way to kick off the tournament season and kick off March by filling your brackets? Although this match has actually started from March 1st during the conference championships, and it has already been very weird and very upsetting, if you know what I mean. So a lot of teams have been getting very weird. Teams that shouldn't be upset are getting upset, and teams that you wouldn't really likely make it to the championship made it to the championship. But either way, I'm always very excited. I always say the favorite part of sports for me are upsets. So I love a good upset. So let me see the brackets. The brackets have come out. Let me look at it and see, how it shakes up at the end of the day. We are starting with the first region, which is Greenville 1. So this is to me, I don't think this is a very strong region. I feel South Carolina will definitely have a cakewalk to the Final Four. I feel that it's not as strong as other regions, but there's still some good matchups there. But I feel it's not one of the strongest of schedules right now. So we'll start with South Carolina, Norfolk. I have no idea who Norfolk is, so I'll go with South Carolina. South Florida, Marquette. I'll go with Marquette. I like South Florida, but I also like Marquette. Marquette upset UConn back in February. They're a very good team. They're very well coached. Oklahoma, Portland. I have no idea who they are. I'll go with Oklahoma because I've kind of heard about Oklahoma, and they are the 5th seed. So UCLA, Sacramento State. UCLA completely disappointed me during the Pac-12 tournament. After upsetting Stanford, I fully expected them to win that championship. But unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. I was very disappointed. But I think they're a good team when they want to be. So they will definitely move out of the first round. Creighton and Illinois, Mississippi State. Mississippi State is actually a very, very good team. I expect them to be the ones that would make it out to the final bracket. But I definitely think Creighton is also a very good team. They did make it to the Sweet 16 last year. No, Elite 8. They made it to the Elite 8, which is quite impressive. And I believe they might just have another run at it. Notre Dame, Southern Utah. I'm going to put Notre Dame for now. But without Olivia Miles, Notre Dame might not really get any far in this tournament. Arizona, Virginia, West Virginia. Arizona, I don't know. I don't know about Arizona. I wasn't really impressed with what I saw during the Pac-4 championship. I think they were upset by Colorado. Was it Colorado or UCLA? Somebody upset them. West Virginia is a really good team, but let me put Arizona for now. I don't see them getting very far. Maryland, Holy Cross, definitely Maryland. So let's go to Greenville too. To me, this is the strongest bracket out of the 4 regions. They just have some really, really strong teams that are capable of going head to head. And I think this matchup will probably be one of the hardest to get out of to get to the Final Four. This will be the hardest route. So we have Indiana versus, I don't know who these are. I really don't know. But I'll definitely take Indiana. Indiana really surprised me this season, coming out as the number 1 seed. Oklahoma, Miami. I'm going to take Miami. I believe Miami is a very strong team. I like their coach. I feel that they play with a lot of art, and they are definitely capable of pulling an upset. Although the 8-9 matchups are not really an upset in my opinion, because they are teams that are equally matched. Washington State, Florida Gulf Coast. I like Washington State. They were the Pac-12 champions. I really wanted UCLA to win that. What they did, I still don't think they're one of the best teams in the league, and I'm going to put it to Florida Gulf Coast to upset them. Villanova, Cleveland State, definitely Villanova. I see Villanova going really far this year. Michigan and UNLV. I'll take UNLV, even though they're the 11th seed. I picked them to upset Michigan. UNLV is a very good team, and they are riding on a very insane winning streak. They have a very good coach. They have a very good team. Even though their sense of schedule is not really the strongest, but I still feel that the team has what it takes to beat Michigan. LSU, Hawaii, definitely LSU. LSU, I actually believe LSU might go far in this tournament, just based on vibes. Let's just say that vibes. Even though I feel they are too over reliant on one player, and anything that's too over reliant on one player when it comes to tournament time, it always doesn't always work for them. But I feel in LSU's case, they might just ride injuries as far as they can go. NC State, Princeton. I want to go for Princeton, but I'll go for NC State because NC State has Diamond Johnson, Jackia Brown Turner. I really don't know what Princeton has, but they could definitely be an upset here. This is an upset watch, but I'll go for NC State. NC State hasn't been good since last year. Let's not even go there. They've not been good. Utah, Gardner Webb. I'll definitely put Utah. So we have another conference here to 4. Another weak conference, in my opinion. I don't really see anybody. It's good, but it's definitely better than Greenville 1. Seattle 4 is maybe the second toughest conference. Maybe. Yeah. So I'm going to put, the second toughest bracket. So I'm going to put Stanford, of course, Ole Miss and Gonzaga. I'm going to put Ole Miss because they took South Carolina to overtime. Nobody can boast of that this season. Louisville, even though they are a little bit shaky right now, but they are playing really well. But throughout this season, they were really weird. And for them to drop to the number 5 seed after making the final for last year, that's not impressive. Texas, East Carolina, I'll take Texas. Colorado, Middle Tennessee. I like Colorado, but I'm going to go Middle Tennessee. Those guys have art. They have a lot of art. I like them. Duke Arena. I'm going to Duke. Florida State, Georgia. I'm definitely going to Florida State. They have this freshman, Cheyenne Wilson. She's really good. Georgia. I haven't really seen much of Georgia this year. So I'll go with Florida State. Iowa and Southeast Louisiana. Definitely Iowa. So let's go to the 4th bracket, Seattle 3. This is a strong one, not as strong as Greenville, but strong enough. I'm going to start with Virginia Tech, Chattanooga. Virginia Tech, I really have good hopes for Virginia Tech this season. I think they're going to go far in this tournament. They had number 1 seed, but I also think they might just get to the Final Four. But let's see how the bracket shakes out as I move along. We have USC, South Dakota State. I really love USC, but I also really, really love just South Dakota. I actually like their name, Jack Rabbit. Come on, you can't get a better name than that. So I would go for South Dakota State just as an upset. I just feel they have what it takes to upset USC, and they did win their conference. So Iowa State, Toledo, Iowa State for now. Tennessee, St. Louis, I'll go for Tennessee. North Carolina, Purdue or St. John's. I'm going to pick this as an upset, and I'm going to go for either Purdue or St. John's because I do believe that both of them are really good teams that probably just barely made it because of their strength of schedule. But I really believe that they can, beat North Carolina. And St. John's did upset UConn, so that's something. Ohio State, James Madison, I'll take Ohio State. Baylor, Alabama. I smell an upset. I'm going to go with Alabama. I really don't care about Baylor this season. They are not just playing to the best of their ability. And I would go with Alabama. And then UConn, Vermont. I'll go with UConn, of course. So let's go to the good stuff. Round of 32. South Carolina, Marquette. Definitely South Carolina. Oklahoma, UCLA. I think this is where UCLA ends their run. I believe so. I'll take Oklahoma. I like UCLA, but I don't know, just a weird team. If Washington State can beat you, then anybody can beat you. You're out. Creighton, Notre Dame. I'll go with Creighton because if Notre Dame doesn't have Olivia Miles, they are dead on arrival. They're not going to get anywhere out of the round of 32. Maryland, Arizona. I'll go with Maryland. I feel Maryland is playing really well right now. And Arizona, I don't know, they're just hit or miss at this point. So I will go with Maryland. Stanford, Ole Miss. This is where it gets very interesting. I'm going to go with Ole Miss. I feel Ole Miss, with their height, their size, the way they play, their art, their coach, they are trying to make a name for themselves. I feel they can upset Stanford round of 32. Stanford hasn't really been good this year. How they got a number 1 seed, I don't know. They're out. Louisville, Texas. This is a very tricky one. 4 and 5. Those 4-5 matchups are always weird. So I will go with Louisville. Because of Eli Van Leet. But then they have Rory Amman. This is a toss-up. It's a real strong toss-up. It really depends on what I like. I like Texas. I'll go with Texas. I like Rory Amman. So I'll go with Texas. Although it could be either or. And then MSU, Duke. Middle Tennessee, Duke. This This is interesting, but I'll go with Duke because of their defense. Duke has a very good defense. Iowa, Florida State, definitely Florida, and Iowa because Caitlin Clark, obviously. All right, let's move up. Indiana, Miami. Indiana, I really feel Indiana has what it takes. Villanova has Magic Secrets. I think you can beat any team if you have Magic Secrets. UNLV, LSU. I'm going to take UNLV. Hot take. You heard it here first. UNLV is going to upset LSU. That's just my take on it. I don't trust LSU. I like them. I feel they will go far, but my gut instinct is saying I should put UNLV because they rely too much on what's her name? Angel Race. Angel Race is fantastic. They rely too much on that. And when it comes to tournaments, you really can't rely too much on the player. Although I would like to be proven wrong, but I have to put an upset. So let me just put that. UNLV, NC State, Utah, definitely Utah. So let's go. Virginia Tech, South Dakota State, definitely Virginia Tech. Iowa State, Tennessee is actually a very interesting one. Another 5-4. I'll put Tennessee because I really think this season has been very weird for Tennessee. They did well some parts, they didn't do well some parts. So I really would like them to at least get to Sweet 16 at least. St. John, Ohio State, I'll put Ohio State. Alabama, UConn, of course, UConn. All right, let's go to the good stuff. Sweet 16. South Carolina, Oklahoma. South Carolina, what do I think of it? Of course, South Carolina. Indiana, Villanova. Indiana. Creighton, Maryland. Maryland, I believe. I would actually like a Creighton, South Carolina, but then they played each other last year. South Carolina clearly won. So let's just put Maryland just to make things interesting. Utah would definitely, I'll put Utah over UNLV because I think Utah is a very good disciplined team. Ole Miss, Texas. I'll put Texas. Virginia Tech, Tennessee. I'm going to put Virginia Tech. I feel they are a very good team right now. And they are number 1 seed for a reason. Iowa, Duke. I'm definitely putting Iowa. And then Ohio State, UConn. Should be a very interesting matchup. I actually see Ohio State coming on top. I believe this is the year UConn would not make it. Is this Final Four? No. I'll take... Okay, let me take UConn for now. I believe UConn will make it to the Final Four this year. That's just my thought. I will believe Virginia Tech is going to take them down. I just have a gut feeling that this is the year UConn will make it to the Final Four. I mean, the streak is bound to end sometime. Almost like 13, maybe 14 streak winning Final Four streak. It's bound to end sometime. Let them rebuild this year, burn everything to the ground, and start afresh next year with a really fresh new team and outlook. So why not? So let's start with South Carolina, Maryland, South Carolina, Indiana, Utah, Indiana. This should be a very interesting matchup. And then we have Texas, Iowa. I'm going to take Iowa. I believe this is the year Iowa makes it to the Final Four. Finally, Caitlin Clark gets to the Final Four. UConn, Virginia Tech. Unfortunately, Virginia Tech is going to win this one. UConn is not going to make it to Final Four. Once again, you heard it here first. So we have the Final Four shakes out. South Carolina, Iowa, Indiana, Virginia Tech. Who makes it to the championship game? I would take South Carolina. Iowa, I love you. I feel you have potential to upset. You can. You really, really can. If you play toe-to-toe, shoot threes, Caitlin Clark, if they don't shut her down. But I still feel South Carolina has a lot of firepower to make it to the Final Four. And then we have Indiana, Virginia Tech. And I'm going to go with Indiana. So it's going to be South Carolina and Indiana. 2 number 1 matchups. 2 of the best teams in the country. Indiana is the underdog. First number 1 seed. First time in the top 10. At the top 10. This has been a very great season for them. I would really like them to win. And I will put them to win. And everybody's saying South Carolina is going to win. South Carolina is probably going to win. But for the purpose of this bracket, I'm going to put Indiana because why not? Go for the underdogs. Spots are for upsets. Think about how great it will feel if they win. I'm sorry, I really don't like South Carolina, so I would not put them in my bracket. Maybe I'll make another bracket and put UConn. I'll put another bracket and put Iowa. I'll make another bracket and put, all the number 1 seeds and all the number 2 seeds because why not? So I'm going to submit. I'm going to say Indiana wins the championship and with but it's going to be really, really close, like really, really close. 60-60, probably free throws would decide it, as it happened in 2019, Baylor, Notre Dame. So I'm going to do that and submit. So my bracket, Indiana wins. Thanks for hanging out with me. I actually have a cold, so I'm really not so inclined, but I love brackets. So I'll probably do that one for fun. So thanks for hanging out, and have a great day.